Friends, how are you all? We have started petroleum. We have started a chapter coal and petroleum in which we have discussed all about the coal, how it was formed in nature in millions of years, and what is about the destructive distillation of coal, etc., etc. Right? Uses and everything we have just discussed about it. Now, students, again we have started with the petroleum. In my last lecture, I had explained you people all about petroleum, how it is in the oil fields it is extracted out, right, along with the natural gas and as it is called a crude oil because as it cannot be used. It is so viscous, smelly product as such, right? So, and I had explained you people all, after refining of the petroleum in the refineries, it is used in the various components by us, right? It will be converted to the various important useful components, and now today we are just going to discuss about all those components which are obtained after refining of the petroleum. Students, basically we have discussed about it, what happens exactly in refining. Refining, it is completed by the fractional distillation process of the petroleum. Now I explain you people in my lectures also what is fractional distillation process. The process in which the evaporation or vaporization and condensation goes on simultaneously. This is called fractional distillation process. Means the crude oil, it is passed through the evaporators, right, big boilers, where it is allowed to vaporize up to temperature 400 degrees Celsius, right? So first of all, initially the temperature it is kept 400 degrees Celsius, right? And we know what happens exactly in the fractional distillation process, because all the components obtained of a particular substance, right, when will be it is in a mixture form, at that particular time all components they have the different boiling points, right? So according to the boiling point of the particular substance, the temperature for particular time, when the temperature of the first component it will be reached, let it be 25 degrees Celsius. Petroleum gas, it will be obtained at 25 degrees Celsius, right? Means at 25 degrees Celsius that temperature will stop rising, even we are imparting the extra heat energy to that, right? So why this heat energy, after imparting the heat energy the temperature will stop rising? This is to break down the forces of attraction of the liquid to convert them into the vapor state, right? Means first of all the boiling point, who the component who have the least boiling point, that will be obtained at the top, right? It will be the petroleum gas, right? So as such we have just discussed about it. After vaporization, immediately the condensing column, fractionating column, as with all the condensing column, it is there, right? So the first fraction, this will be passed to the condenser as such, right? So now what is refining? The process of separating crude oil into useful components by fractional distillation process is called refining, right? So now how many products are formed after refining? At the 400 degrees Celsius, we have written there petroleum gas will be obtained. One more is there, that is the petroleum ether. After that, then the petrol and naphtha is there, kerosene is there, diesel oil is there, fuel oil, and after obtaining the fuel oil, the residue whatever is left there, it will be further heated up to 450 degrees Celsius after 400, and it will be giving us lubricating oil, the paraffin wax and the bitumen. Now students, we are just going to discuss in detail what are the uses of these various components obtained after fractional distillation of petroleum. So first of all, as such, we have obtained petroleum gas. It will be obtained at the top of the fractionating column, right? Because the boiling point of the petroleum gas is least out of all the components. So it is used as a fuel for the homes as well as in the industries. Students, LPG cylinders, we all have seen the red color cylinder there at our homes, right? This is used for the domestic purpose because it is a clean fuel. It has a lot of high calorific value, we can say. All those characteristics which are having a ideal fuel have. So all these are there in the LPG. We are so much familiar with the petroleum gas or LPG. Next will be the petrol or naphtha. Petrol, all we are very much known with that. Whenever the fuel is finished in our vehicle, let it be bike, let it be scooter, let it be car, we used to go to the petrol pump to fill with the petrol. So obviously it is the fuel which is used in the vehicles for the aviation industry. So chemicals for the plastic and the insecticides also. So means this is further being used in the so many chemical factories as such. Next will be kerosene oil, right? Kerosene oil, when it was very much popular earlier, right, when the LPG cylinders, they were not so much popular there at the for the domestic purpose. At that time people used to use the stoves in which they used to use the kerosene oil as a fuel, right? But nowadays it is in the remote areas where the LPG is not available or people cannot afford LPG. At that places either the coal or kerosene it is used as a fuel. Otherwise the very much refined form of the kerosene is used there for the jet fuel, right? But it will be the refined form of kerosene. Then the diesel oil, right? So students, diesel oil, so this is used for the heavy vehicles, for the trucks, for the trawlers, for the tractors, etc., etc. So diesel oil it is used along with using in the heavy vehicles. It is also being used in the generators, in the railway engines, etc. Right? In the big boilers in the industries also it is used diesel, right? And now the fuel oil. So fuel oil again is very much important, right, students? Because it is used for fuel in the ships, right? Again, the refined form of the fuel oil, it is used as a fuel in the ships and fuel for the boilers or the furnaces, right? Just to convert, just to produce the electric energy as such. So that, like earlier I have told you, people in the thermal power plants, coal is exactly not used to produce electricity. It is used to convert the water into steam into the in the big boilers. Similarly, again it is used as a fuel in the furnaces or the boilers. Now students, the residue whatever is left after obtaining these important 5 to 6 products components, then the residue whatever is there, it is further heated in the vaporized, it is further vaporized we can say, and then it will be it will be obtained lubricating oil. Lubrication, you all are known with that, to make the movement of the machine part smooth. So many lubrications are being used. The best lubricating oil which is obtained from the petroleum, so it is used as a lubricant in the machines, in the industries, so many industries, etc., for the polishes, wax making, etc. So it has a number of uses apart from only using uses as a lubricant. Now paraffin wax. Students, paraffin wax, whenever the name paraffin wax comes, automatically one name comes in our mind, that is what? That is Vaseline, right? So Vaseline is also called petroleum jelly. Means what it is, you know, if you are just seriously seeing it, it is converting from the gaseous to the liquid becoming thicker, and one stage will come. Now it has, now it will be obtained in the solid form, right? Up to the lubricating oil we can say it is obtained at the in the liquid as a liquid fuel as such. Means the gas, then the thinner liquid, then becoming more and more and more thicker, and finally up to the paraffin wax it will be obtained in the solid form, right? Because petroleum is a combination of the gaseous, liquid and solid hydrocarbons. What are hydrocarbons? The compounds which are formed with the carbon and hydrogen. For example, best example is methane with the formula CH4, right? So now we were talking about the paraffin wax used obviously to make the candles. The wax is there. Ointments, the medicine industry, cosmetic industry is depending upon the paraffin wax as such, right? So many ointments are, they are using the petroleum jelly as such. Vaseline in the simple form, grease, shoe polishing, etc., all they are obtained by the paraffin wax. Now students, after all these important products, whatever the blackish residue left behind, that is again very much important, because it is used to construct the roads, right? Just go, we used to say dambar in the Hindi language as such, in the normal language. So it is mixed with the concrete to make the roads, and weather proofing materials also they are formed with. right? So this is up to the petroleum. Now students, in my next lecture I'll explain you about the natural gas as well as the air pollution. Thank you.